Okay, I can do the recap.
Thank you.
Let's see. Last session, after escaping the pirate stuff, we return to Gord's. Demi is still unconscious, and Gutsbraker tends to her in the med bay. We have both ships, and we go through some of the storage rooms. Let's see. Zella has a teal leather jacket and an ice acid elemental gun. That's a hand cannon with every other round dealing an additional D4 of acid damage, I think it was. And maglock boots. And there were crates and boxes of full of units, about 13,000 worth. And we found some booze and hard drugs. There was a large cage with a huge semi-cybernetic snake in it. We decide to try and sell the ship and the drugs to Boone, and arrangements are made for him to meet with us. We load up as much of the booze that we can carry for Clyde. H finds some documents from the ESB, which is some sort of shady Estron science organization. Something about an Estron portable research center called the Elucid, which sounds familiar to Orson. And we restock on Agnes homesteads through Zella's supply. Everyone gets about 30 bottles of booze. Demi gets the boots. Orson gets the coat, and Kira gives the gun to H. Kira also makes a clandestine rendezvous with someone called Captain Reynolds, making arrangements to meet them in Zuva
William.
Station. Williams, isn't that what I said?
No, you said Reynolds,
Oh,
like in
sorry.
Firefly.
I was sitting there like looking and at Williams. I wrote down Williams, but said Reynolds for some reason. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Whenever we get, then we meet up with Boone, and on top of selling him the drugs and the ship, we managed to negotiate a higher reward for Zella herself. And we get about 47,000 units all up from that. So good on us. Let's see. And H manages to get some tinkering done, and we go back to Zuva Station. Kira makes the finalizes the meeting with Captain. Did it again. Williams. H stabilizes Demi's dragon laser gun. Works on her bike, and see Orson and Kira go over the documents that they find a disc with a bunch of security feeds of like a girl doing freaky deaky light stuff with like some sort of experiments and what have you. And then we arrive at Zuva Station and contact Clyde to get her booze. She is upset about the lack of funds because, we tried to play off that, you know, selling Zella to a crime lord or a criminal organization. And, but we offer up to invest in her bar, the Dreamcatcher. And that is where we left off, discussing the bar's reopening.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. So, you guys are all currently standing in the Dreamcatcher. It's around lunchtime. First day you've arrived in Zuva Station, and the Clyde is sort of bustling about, like beginning to like take inventory of what she has left, and decide what she needs to order and how many staff she'll need and that sort of thing. Just kind of getting the place ready. And you guys are free with fat wallets in Zuva Station.
So we're picking up immediately where we left off.
Yes.
Kira is not there then.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you leave?
Kira never
No,
went.
she never went.
Oh,
She said she was
okay.
hanging back and we were to deal with it.
Oh, okay. But then how did you invest in the ship in the bar then?
Clyde
We-
came up to the ship, and then
Yeah.
you guys all
Transferred the
invested,
credits.
and then some of you
Oh,
went with
okay,
her
okay.
to the... Yeah.
I gotcha. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't have that in my notes.
It's a minor detail. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll start with you then, Kira. What are you doing?
I'm gonna lock down the ship
Mm-hmm.
and then go find some little hole in the wall kind of bar and
Sure.
send a message to Williams that I'm here.
You'll get an instant reply saying that she's only a few hours out.
All right. I guess I'll just leave and go kind of wander around looking for any kind of shops or anything until it gets closer time for her
Sure
to.
thing. Yeah.
I'm kind of looking for an upgraded weapon or anything like that. I got laser pistols, anything kind of interesting like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of you're in kind of one of the nicer areas of Zuva Station at the moment, but as you kind of descend, it like the interior of Zuva Station, the bits you can actually walk on that aren't like machinery to keep it moving and offices and that sort of thing is kind of like the shape of like a NASCAR track, but then it's like descends. So there's like 30 something floors of that kind of shape, and so you can keep kind of circling around and going down. Eventually, when you get down into some of the sort of cheaper, less upmarket stores, you do see like this big gun store that has like a very open front, and you can see that there's a woman kind of standing behind a counter in there. Like behind her is just guns like kind of jammed on this big metal wall, all very over the top, and she's like chewing an unlit cigar, and she's wearing this like white tank top that has a sort of grease stain in front of the neck, and she's got like red hair that's tied way too tightly at the back. She's just polishing this like giant rocket launcher.
It's a nifty little toy you got there.
Yeah, this will blow a hole in just about anything. Gives you a grin.
I'm looking for something a little smaller.
She like puts it aside and kind of transfers the cigar to the other side of her mouth. Like what?
I kind of fancy laser pistols.
Oh.
A little more than anything.
Well, we ain't got laser pistols in their own right, but we got a few attachments might pique your interest. Which kind of gives you like a look up and down.
All right.
And so she kind of like bustles off into the back and comes back with like this big like red box, kind of places it, scans a thumbprint, and opens it, and you see like it's kind of got that like a foam interior that's holding different pieces. She pulls out various items, including like a suppressor, a laser sight, and what appears to be like a magazine modification for like full metal jacket ammunition, or the laser equivalent rather, non-lethal, like big sort of thicker non-lethal rounds.
What's the cost on that suppressor?
Suppressor?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be 25 units per, but if you buy two, I'll give you them both for 40.
I'm about to say, you got 2 of those.
I do. She puts out another one.
What'll that run me?
And she says, "Well, is that all you're after?"
I mean, honestly, I'd like to make these as interesting as I possibly can.
Well, that's all I got for pistols, but you interested in something a little more interesting than a pistol?
Like what?
Well, we got some javelins, some grenades, some charges, some... And she, like, pats the rocket launcher. Bigger boys.
I could envision when something like that rocket launcher could be useful. What would that run me?
Launcher? 150.
Alright, say if I want the suppressors, the sights, and the rocket launcher. And maybe some grenades.
And some rockets, presumably.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying, right?
Well,
I mean, not. Okay.
I'll do you the launcher and the gun attachments. Call it 400 units. And grenades, they're 10 per, as are the rockets. We got frag, stun, and flashbangs.
Let's go 10 rockets.
10 rockets, okay.
And let's do a fun little variety pack of those grenades.
3 of each.
3 of each.
Alrighty then.
I like round numbers. Let's go 3 of each and then 1 more frag.
Okay. Well, that'll be 600 units all up.
Alright. And I'll transfer that.
Transfer it over. She like puts the rocket launcher aside and pulls out like a sealed big like carrying case for one. Kind of puts it out for you, and then like lines up the 4, 3, and 3 grenades, the 10 rockets, the 2 suppressors, and the 2 laser sights.
Pleasure doing business with you. I'm not gonna get stopped by security on my way back to my ship, am I?
No, all legal. When you transfer the money, we do a background check. You're all good.
Nice to know that. Clear? That's not suspicious at all.
Enjoy your stay. And you see, like, on your kind of data pad, like a little kind of receipt pops up. Says you bought the guns legally.
Alright. I'll take it back to the ship and then head back to the bar I was at previous.
Yeah.
And then I guess just open up and start looking for jobs, but we can handle that.
Alright, well, yeah, we'll come back to that. What's everyone else doing?
Oh, Orson, you need any help arranging some upgrades for the gypsy?
If you want to come along, I was maybe going to see about those droids too.
If you want the company, I don't mind. I was just gonna perhaps do a little bit of shopping later, but I can help you first.
I have no plans whatsoever.
Great. Could probably use your eye. Princess, I think we were, going to be after one of those servant droids and one of those loader ones. Need to know that they're shipshape. Work in order. Sweet. Is the dog shambling around with us? Or has he just been locked in the ship? Goes to sleep like a bird. Put a rug over him.
There are lollies on Zuva Station, are there not?
Mm-hmm.
Need some lollies.
Right. Well, you sort out the lollies then, and we'll sort the droids.
All
Good.
right.
It's just like impassible face of the doctor as he has no reaction.
I love the idea of he just goes, needs lollies, and just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Lollies. Yeah, so you
See you
guys
later,
head.
kiddo.
She like barely listens and kind of gives you like a flick of the hand, like engrossed in her task, trying to get the business back up and running. She
We'll get invites for whenever you reopen, right?
course.
Jimmy will grin and then follow the others out.
So there's two separate places. Obviously, you know where to go for ship upgrades. Awesome. But robots are... she doesn't deal in robots.
Previous, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have to go somewhere else for those. You did get I want to say, repair droid.
Yeah, we have one of those.
I did
Oh,
buy
yeah.
one. We kind of quickly went over that, and that was just, run of the mill, I guess, off the line.
Yeah,
We can go back to the same place that he did.
yeah,
buy
for
that.
sure. Like, I mean, they're kind of widely mass produced, like
Mm-hmm.
pretty common items, so you can definitely find them.
Also, we need to bring Penfold home. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the upgrade place.
Mm-hmm.
I did write in massive caps at the top of this session for me, sort Penfold. So I imagine he is scuttling along.
Yeah, he's kind of hard to walk with. He's like a dog. Just sort of like stops every so often to go look at something more interesting.
Does he have like one of those little baby leads?
He does not, unfortunately, because he's probably, fully grown.
Yes, probably. I would imagine. I would hope so.
Yeah. So, but he is vaguely following you. And you guys like head down, order the droids. Doesn't take too long. It's pretty like standard. Loads of it's like buying a vacuum cleaner. Like it's much of a muchness. And they're kind of promised to be delivered to your ship bay.
I am gonna mark off 850.
Sure.
Can I give them a quick look over before we buy them?
Yeah, absolutely.
She does so, giving them a quick look over before we buy them.
Yeah. Make me a mechanics check if you want.
Oh, it's never there, Liam. It's always there. That is a 20, non-natural.
Yeah, they look fine to you.
That looks fine to me.
With these droids, is there much room for modification? Or
I mean, sure, like they come pretty standard. Might invalidate some warranties if you don't.
sure.
Oh no, not the warranty.
Just interesting thoughts about battle butlers or something.
Oh lord.
Oh my god.
Everybody's tied up and like at gunpoint, and then the butler just shuffles in and then wipes the room with the pirates that have attacked our ship.
He's
or
just
something.
got like 2 irons on each hand, and he's just like.
Yeah.
Excuse
Could I
me,
press
I
your
have been.
shirt? And just
Excuse
crunches
me.
together.
He's all like, "Excuse me, I have been authorized to use lethal force. Please hold this pen."
all you really have to modify is change the value of dirt in his code to also mean bandit scum, and he will clean that up, no problem.
He just walks in like,
I
prepare
have
to
been-
be served.
I have been authorized to clean up all dirt, including you dirt bags. And now he's turned into Ronald
fuck.
Reagan instead of what?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's just a Roomba with a knife stabbed to it at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like there's that
DJ
game.
Roomba.
Yeah, where you're the Roomba that kills the burglars. You vacuum them up and spread their blood everywhere.
Oh lord.
It's a fun game.
So,
Mm.
are you heading to Katrina's? Is that the plan?
Sure. If we're all done here. He doesn't turn up to Katrina's empty-handed though, so there is a detour either on the way to the droids or afterwards for real goddamn food.
Hell yeah. So,
Fish, I think, this time.
fish.
Kate will also
Interesting.
purchase real food, but that's just for her.
Yeah.
Um,
So you see some freshly defrosted rainbow trouts that are
Oh,
from a
no, don't.
really nice ocean planet that's pretty much entirely used for fishing.
is if we're in the middle of a shopping section or whatever,
Yeah.
is there an armor ray type situation?
Probably not near the fish.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be too far if you wanted to go find something like that.
Yeah.
Bombs.
Well, if we're shopping before we head back towards the dock, because that's where her stuff is. I would like to get that shopping out of the way if that's okay with the other two.
Sure, sure.
You can always
Okay.
just split off and do your own thing if you want.
Yeah, sure. Demi will say that she's gonna go take a wander, and I'll meet you up at what's her face's? I'm sorry, Orson. I know
Katrina.
her name. Katrina.
Hey, like the captain. He gives
Yeah.
you a grin.
I mean, you spell captain with a C, but all right.
I meant Kira.
I know you did.
I turned away from
She-
you. And just
she, she gives you a wink as you turn. Yeah, she's gonna go see if she can find some synth jackets. She wants one that's gonna rival Orson's fancy new one.
How dare you? You're breaking the challenge. We're having a catwalk. Catwalk off or something.
Yep.
They both suck. Give them to me.
Have your rockets.
Yeah, I do.
Well, alright then. So yeah, you find a sort of tactical clothing place.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly sells portable shields and defib chest units and stuff.
Ooh.
Though you do see one thing that catches your eye. It's a little more pricey than a lot of the stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's this very high tech looking jacket. It's kind of charcoal grey, more gunmetal grey, and it's covered in hexagons with this sort of light blue trim around the zip and the hood, and the label says stealth suit.
Oh. And she'll look for the owner for a demonstration.
Yeah. It's a quite young looking man. He's wearing what appears to be a lab coat with the arms cut off and a pair of old kind of rose tinted round glasses, like he's in the Beatles. And he's got very, very long kind of curly Robert Plant hair. And he comes over and he gives you a nod, kind of looking over his glasses, and he says, "Sir."
Yeah, can you explain to me the mechanics of this steel suit?
Oh, for sure. Pulls it off. Kind of holds it up for you, for you to put your arms in.
All right, she'll slip them on.
It's made with some of the most up-tech synth materials. And like puts it on, kind of walks around you and like does up the zip, and you can see like as he does up the zip, the two blue sections kind of turn liquid and like cover over the zip as he kind of zips it up. And he says, "Damage resistant, fully machine washable." Does it up all the way, and he says, "You can see here. You pull the hood up." And he like pulls it up over your head, and you can see like all the little hexagons like flicker for a moment and then begin basically projecting the things behind you and the things in front of you, and so like standing still, your torso is vaguely see-through, though like you can still, like, if you look closely you can still see hexagons, but it's pretty damn impossible to see you if you're like more than 5 or 6 feet away.
Well, this is mighty fine.
Yeah, for sure.
How much is it?
Well, retail 600.
What you mean by retail?
Well, you know, that's how much it retails for.
Oh,
Peers at you over the glasses.
well, you know, the way you said it, and she'll kind of like push the hood back to deactivate like the stealth gimmick, made it sound like there was a not so retail version available.
Well, that depends on if you buy something else.
Might be interested in one of the defib units.
That's so.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pick one out and he says, "You know how these things work?"
Whenever your heart gets to fluttering, it makes it flutter in the way it should be on the norm.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And you see it's like this little like, what's the phrase, pentagon, kind of like Iron Man or Superman, like S plate shaped, but just this like chrome looking metal. You see it's got like kind of shoulder straps and hooks that like attach onto either like your shoulders, or you can like attach it to your like underarm gun holsters if you have them. He says retails $350.
That's nice. And them portable shields over there, those work how I figure?
Well, you put it up and bullets don't hit you. If that's how you figure, then that's how it works. They'll chuck you one.
Yeah.
It's like a little
Right.
kind of disc.
How much are these?
Them?
Mm-hmm.
$350.
They rechargeable or are they singular use?
No, they're rechargeable as long as the housing unit don't get smashed up.
About how many charges do they carry?
One charge.
One charge?
Yeah. Lasts about maybe 5-6 seconds, but after that, but it'll take any damage thrown at it for that time.
About how many of these do you have?
Currently, we got 2.
Right, now, if I wanted to get both of those and the unit in the jacket, would I happen to get any kind of discount?
Oh no, that is a lot of spending. I'd say I'd give you everything for 1,500.
Figure you reckon you got yourself a deal.
Let's take your hand. Shake it and then like kind of begin bagging up the stuff. You see he puts a little cigarette lighter in there as well. So it's a complimentary promotion they're doing. It's got his little shop logo on it. Hands you the bag.
Yeah, that's mighty kind of you. Thank you. should check out the Dreamcatcher whenever it reopens in the next week or so.
I don't know what that is, but I'll be sure to maybe look at it.
It's a bar.
I don't drink myself. Find it
They
weighs heavy
serve.
on the soul.
I can respect that some, but they have a genuine food and old timey games and such.
Well, now that does sound interesting. I do prefer the more natural forms of intoxication. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Maybe I'll see you there. And Demi will give him like a little nod and head out.
And finally, well, not finally, Orson and H. You guys head back with fish and vegetables to K-Mac. Okay, yeah, K-Mac, K-Tac.
K-Mac.
K-Mac.
Mhm.
And
It's
you
a
see...
mechanic rather than...
Yeah.
As we come up to the shop, H is eating one of the fish raw.
Is she like gulping it down?
No, she's like tearing it.
Okay.
Like she's kind of eating it like a corn dog. Like she's holding it by the tail and just like tearing at it, like a chicken drumstick. There you go.
Nice.
Uh,
That's an
Sorry,
erect fish.
ew. I just had a quick question. That is basically a cloak of elvenkind. I'm assuming.
Yeah, pretty much. I can send you the like stats for everything.
Thanks.
No problem. But yeah, you see.
I just have something to...
Oh yeah, of course, mate.
With H doing that, he wasn't like... Not turns to her, but just like says to her, I'm sure I could make that taste much better if you give me half a chance.
That's good. I like it.
I'm not entirely sure how to put that down in notes. As just like, thank you. Like
She said it's good. I like it.
he just kind of like shakes his head with a smile.
You hear the tearing of fishy flesh.
He will look around for Penfold, make sure he's still with us, and walk into K-Mac.
Yeah, you see when Penfold enters, the other Thrix kind of like who work there kind of jump off the ship they're working on and like come over and begin chattering at him, and he kind of proudly shows off his shiv. And they're all like chatting and look to be bickering, and then they start kind of like poking each other.
Not with the shiv, hopefully.
No. And then you see Katrina come out. Like, what is all? Oh, hey, Orson. Didn't expect you back.
Job's all done.
Like, well, you better not have come here without some food.
I've like heft the whatever space supermarket bags he has or something.
Space
Excellent. She like beckons
yeah.
you. Beckons you back towards her
H
like
waves
living
the half
quarters.
eaten fish at her. Like saying hello, not like you can have this.
She gives you like a slow kind of confused wave and kind of glances at Orson for a second before leading you both into her kind of living quarters.
Is it more dinner or lunch?
Lunch. It was
okay.
Yeah,
She couldn't wait for lunch.
Oh well, I get that, I suppose. And the kitchen's a bit of a mess, but she kind of begins like tidying stuff away in preparation for you to cook. And she says, "So, everything went all right?"
He's like unloading things. There's probably more food than just this lunch, but because they might be here for a bit. He kind of like nods along. Yeah, few more complications than we thought there might be.
Always is.
Few more potential profits.
Oh yeah, you got bags of money with you.
He will like flash the cred stick or something, and I presume there is some sort of visual indicator of quite a lot of money. Like, I don't know,
Holy
to the brim.
shit! She kind of like gives you a nod. She's like, "I'd be lucky to make that in a year."
Yeah. He is it like he knows where everything goes in the kitchen, so he's just like, kind of like, doing like rolling the onions or something down his arm or something like into various tubs or something like that as he goes. It's just all one like fluid
Yeah.
movement. And yeah, don't bust a pirate queen every year though.
Damn, you got a pirate queen. Nice.
Well, had
Oh yeah.
she was part of the payoff.
She gives you like a damn nice work kind of look and like shakes out a pot and like puts it on the dryer. She goes, "Well, planning on spending any here perchance?"
Yeah, just so happens. We have a big long list until like flick over something like mid movement while still like moving around this kitchen. Like he'll flick on a tablet or something like that, and basically our shopping list goes across.
Yeah. Fuck. Right. Yeah, I could do all this. Take a bit of time though. You guys sticking around?
For now, yeah, we grabbed the droids, and they probably clanked in after us or something. Oh no, they're being delivered. I just always like the idea that you buy them and they just follow you around. Yeah, we bought the droids. We've got well, got to find more work, so going to take a couple of days. If you could maybe start with the little things and then go for that one. And he kind of like leans over her shoulder and like just points at the reinforcements, reinforced hull.
Yeah, we can get on with that straight away.
Not that we run into any trouble, but much trouble. Better be safe than sorry, you know.
Absolutely, and with that amount of money, you're not going to be sorry either.
Nope, certainly not. He like lays out the fish on some sort of chopping board, and I imagine like in this kitchen that he frequents, something akin to like a Japanese knife, the really simple blade on like the fine wooden handle, and he like plucks it off. Maybe it's magnetized to the wall or something, and he kind of like plucks it off.
I imagine it was like a birthday gift from you to her that sits in the kitchen.
Possibly engraved.
Yeah.
Says O on one side and K on the other, or something like that.
Yeah. And
okay.
Yeah. You staying, H? He like points the knife at you, non-threatening.
I've got nowhere else to be, she says as she is looking for a bin to put her bones in.
Now, if you're gonna stay, you've got to eat what I make, right?
Of course.
Good.
Sometimes it's just easier to eat the fish by the tail. Especially when you're walking. Could you imagine trying to eat, like... I can't even imagine it.
I'll take your word for it. And he is gonna, like, chat about upgrades, cut some fish, something sort of vaguely kind of sushi style, maybe.
Yeah.
And then maybe something, the little like cooked salad on the side.
As he does that, H is gonna watch the lizard folk work on the ship.
I guess eventually Demi shows up, unless something happens to her on the way there.
No. You can show up. Yeah.
Okay.
And as Dimmy kind of returns, you see Penfold walk in, and he's clutching a kind of small, like, black stick, and he's like holding it to his throat, and you see him like do a screech, and then you hear the stick begin to speak, and it says, "Hello, my friends."
It's a translator.
That is correct. This item is a translator.
Can I see how it works?
I am currently using it, but once I am finished, you may take a look.
Thank you.
Was this Thrix?
Yeah.
Or one of the Thrix.
So,
Sorry.
no, this is
This
Penfold. Yeah, so he's like,
Yeah.
but then what's coming out is that voice.
The awesome voice.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen Meat from Phineas and Ferb, I imagine it's exactly like that.
To me, it sounds very much a Crichton voice, which I'm trying to avoid, but it's not really working, so I'm just kind of leaning into it at this point. And he says, "I've enjoyed my time with you aboard the Osiris Gypsy.
Enjoyed having you too.
This weapon I fashioned, crude yet effective. I feel it is a good metaphor for your group dynamic."
Is he calling us crude?
But effective.
I mean, well, he ain't wrong. I
I was-
suppose.
Yeah. Fair.
Fair.
I would just like to take this moment to say that if it is to your acquiescence, I would prefer to terminate my employment here and continue on with you, as I've experienced more interesting things with you than I have in a while, and I would enjoy continuing that trend. However, if you find my presence to be a nuisance, then I shall refrain and return here.
Well, I mean, we ain't the ones that can offer you a permanent position. That would be up to the captain. But, you got my vote. You kept a mighty fine good watch on that gourd fella.
Yes, well, he did have a terribly foul stench about him. There was something fascinating about such a low creature.
Oh my god, he's Spock. I love it. I love it.
This was always going to be the gag. From day one, this was always going to be it.
I mean, I'm thinking it more like Nibbler from Futurama.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's even better.
Nibbler and Spock had a baby.
Can we call up Kira?
Yeah, sure.
So we call up Kira. Like, hey, Captain.
What do you need? I'm not bailing out this time.
Oh no, ain't. I mean, give me some credit. It's only been a few hours. But Penfold is asking to join the Osiris Gypsy full time. We said he had to ask you. And
Wait.
she'll hand the. Oh wait, you're gonna. Okay, sorry.
What do you mean he's asking to join?
Oh, he made himself a fancy little universal translator. It's got a real nice voice setting, Cap.
All right.
Yeah, here, I'll let you talk to him. And she'll give the communicator to Penfold.
Good afternoon, Captain Emmanuel. It is good to hear you again.
Right back at you, Penfold.
Why, thank you.
That is your name, right?
That is indeed my name.
Okay. I understand you wish to be. You're seeking employment on the Gypsy?
I would very much appreciate the opportunity to work with you more. I feel I offer something valuable to the team, and I have gained valuable experience in the short time that I've been aboard your ship.
Are you looking for full share or half share? Because, I mean, you haven't been on the ship very long, so you're probably pretty much just a greenhorn, right?
That is correct. I would accept no share, but to work on a salary basis. I do not need much, and rather the experience is more important to me.
What kind of salary are you talking about?
If we say 15 units per week, that would do me just fine, Captain Emmanuel.
I mean, one of the reasons why we work on a share basis is because if we're not bringing any money in, no one gets paid. It's part of, keeping people working for me and keep them working hard, because they're not working, they're not getting paid. Now, if I go offering you a salary, one of them might be getting it in their head that they need a salary.
That is true, Captain. However, I would say that the salary I am requesting is far lower than would be enough to sufficiently sustain a life form of their size for any length of time. Furthermore, I find that most of them are frivolous, materialistic creatures who require personal possessions to be happy. Something that I am
Hey.
not burdened with myself.
I mean, what? I mean, you took my bedding. You took a bunch of other stuff.
Those were necessities for my survival.
And the lollies?
Those were indeed a small indulgence.
Alright, I tell you what.
However, if you wish to pay me on a share basis, I am happy with a half or quarter share.
Let's go quarter share since you're greenhorn, and then we'll see how you work out, and then maybe I can we'll bump that up. I'm sorry, it's just if I go paying you a salary, I gotta pay everybody else a salary. A share will keep you working.
Quite understandable, Captain. I am completely new to this business, and so merely requested what I believe to be a sufficiently reasonable reward scheme. I'm perfectly happy to accept the share basis for my payment.
Alright, well, it was nice talking to you. I've got some business I gotta handle here, but I'll meet everybody at the ship later. Can you pass that message along?
Very well, I will indeed do that. May Thorzik Thran bless your every movement. And he hangs up. And then he turns and hands the earpiece back to Demi, I believe. Gave her hers and says, the captain has agreed for me to work for her on a quarter share basis.
Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I will now go and oversee the upgrades to our ship and ensure that they are done in a manner that would be most beneficial to the crew.
He just holds her hand out and like squeezes it like in a gimme, gimme, gimme motion.
He says, good day, and hands you the personal translator.
She finds a bench and immediately starts trying to take it apart.
You see Katrina kind of opens her mouth and then closes it again and like shakes her head and turns back to help Orson with the cooking.
Hey, Orson, there's a little bit of extra shopping I wanted to get done for the ship. Is there anything I can get for you while I'm out?
He thoughtfully looks up to one side. Surprise me?
Well, all right. I think I can surprise you.
Good.
Okay. Doc, you want to come with, or you good?
Okay.
I thought he used to get lollies anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Still need lollies, yes.
Yeah, let's go get some sundries for the ship.
What? Some what?
Sundries.
Sun rays?
Sundries. It like staples,
Berries?
you know?
Oh.
No, just things for the ship.
Oh, like lollies.
Yes, like lollies.
Okay. You lead the way.
I will lead the way. Um, there's a couple of things that I actually like wanted to get.
Yeah.
Um, I want to get some suits for the ship.
Yeah. What kind?
I wanted to get spacesuits and survival suits and portable charger for our portable charger stuff. And then we need some nanotubes and maybe some EMPs.
Why do we need those?
You know, just in case you know, that big old pirate ship that like, you know, cut that other ship in half. You weren't really there for that session, but it was real nasty. If we come across something like that in the future, an EMP missile might let us get away from such a thing
Oh
without
yeah,
our
pirates are
ship
bad.
getting yeah, without our ship getting torn into twain.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I want to go get some spacesuits, survival suits, a portable charger, and some nanotubes and EMP missiles.
Okay. So, we'll kind of brush past that, but
Yeah.
spacesuits. How many?
5, one for each of us.
Okay. How many survival suits?
We have a Thrix now. If you want a Penfold episode,
Uh,
it might cost half as much as the other suits.
yeah. Would they
Sure.
cost the
We'll
same?
give you 5.5.
Okay. So 550 for
Yeah.
that survival suits. I'll do the same. Would it be so 1100 for
Yep.
5.5?
So
Okay.
1650 so far.
Uh-huh. And then portable charger units for our stun batons and now my shields. I wanted to get 2 of those.
Okay. So 1850.
And then nanotubes. I'm gonna go ahead and get us. How big are they? Like, how big can we like?
There's something you'll need to have delivered.
Something. Okay.
Not necessarily big size. They're like the size of like a travel flask, like maybe a foot
Okay.
long, and kind of 5
And
inches
they're
wide maybe. But they are like they have to be transported carefully, so
okay.
they're in like quite big boxes.
Yeah, and they're like 200 a pop, right? Or 100 a pop.
I'm just looking that up. Um, Apologies.
You're fine.
Where did I put those? Yeah, I believe there's something like 200, but
I think that's what I paid. I think I paid 200 for 2 last time, but I could be wrong.
yeah.
Because I got us no, I got us an extra one, and I paid 200. I think last time. So 400 for. I wanted to go ahead and get us 3. I think
Yeah.
so 600 total.
Yeah. So yeah, 2450.
Okay, and then EMP missiles. 2, 3, 2.
Yeah. Up to you. They are.
We'll do 2, and that'd be 2850 altogether.
Sounds good.
Could I have gotten a discount from any of those places for buying so many? Like the suits, could I have gotten? Or no?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Alrighty. Oh, that's not too good. That's a 10 plus.
Yeah. The rules say between 100 and 200. So.
Okay. 11 altogether.
No, you can't get a discount.
Okay. Then that is my shopping done.
2450.
Okay. 2450? No, 2850. Because my EMP missiles
the
were
EMP
200
missiles.
piece.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Okay.
If you've got that all written down with the prices next to it, because I couldn't follow that.
I will give that to you.
The prices are all as per the
Cheers.
book.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
So
Let's see. So that is a big hunk of her share, getting stuff for everybody. Okay.
I would say some of that could come out of the actual ship. I think the ship still had some in the kitty, right?
Yeah, it did. But that will be someone else's discretion. She didn't clear the spending ahead of
Alright.
time. So
She hasn't got the company credit card.
yeah. You and Orson got the company credit. But that's out of her stuff for now. And yeah, then she'll escort the doc wherever he needs going.
Lollies!
Gah, Jesus. I mean, yep. Okay.
Yeah. So you find like a really big, like bright colors, pink, kids screaming everywhere, shop, called Linza's Candy Emporium, and you can see like the back wall.
Oh, hello, little children. Hello, little children. Hello, who runs candy shop here?
Baby starts crying. You see a kind of smiley, like looks like a child's TV presenter kind of smile, like way slightly too big. Guy in a apron, kind of sidles up and he says, "Hello, what can I get for you?"
Oh, hello there. I looking for lollies.
Well, we have quite a few types of lollies. Any in particular?
Bulk.
Bulk.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean you want a lot of lollies?
yeah.
Right. Just normal lollies? We have a
You
lot.
know, a variety would be good if you have a lot and I get bulk, little bit of each maybe. I have some alcohol to trade too. If you need it, I don't really drink myself, but if you drink, can give you some of that or, credits, whatever. But yes,
Well,
bulk lollies.
unfortunately, we do only take units here, but we can sell you them in bulk. We do really only have the basic disc lollies in store, and he kind of like holds up basically what is like your classic like round lolly, like
Oh, yeah,
round
that
kind
looks
of flat
perfect.
lolly. He says, "Well, we've got several flavors: pineapple, orange, melon, mango, horse fruit, and
Okay,
chingwam."
okay. Oh, okay. Any of those sound not so good, or all those sound pretty good to me.
I assure you, they're all very good.
All of them, all of them sound pretty good.
Okay, yeah. So we'll take I don't know, like 100 of each of those.
100 of each.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
He's, a doctor.
a big fan. Sure. A doctor. That's a lot of sugar. 200 units?
Oh, 200 units for 100 of each. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. And he, like, kind of trade the units and eventually comes back with a big box of, like, 600 lollies.
Thank you. And I'll walk off with the box, and I'll give a couple lollies out to some of the screaming kids. Try to get them to not be screaming.
They take them.
Okay, shut up, please. Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to get for the ship doc? Some
Oh,
medical
if there's
supplies?
any like medical supplies would be good. Any maybe herbs or tea, maybe some bandage. Oh, you know what? We need more clamps.
Right, because you had to use so many on me.
But now you're feeling good, right?
I'm feeling just fine.
That's because the clamps worked.
You're right. You're right.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll
I'm just
say...
going to say that I didn't quite get all of the flavors, and I don't think I heard them properly, so I missed like the first
I
few.
realised that.
But I
Okay.
got mango,
Yeah.
and then from what I thought was horse fruit, so I just
Yeah.
wrote it down.
I
'cause I
heard
think
I'll
that
tell you.
too.
I'll tell you all the ones I remember was
And then there was something
mango,
like chinwam.
pineapple, horse fruit, chigwan,
Tiguan. I was right. I wasn't hearing things.
That sounds like an Asian fruit or something.
Yeah, it's something. There was two more, I think. Orange, and I want to say. Let's say blackcurrant. I don't know.
I was totally like busy writing down how much I spent for Dan that I didn't catch any of those flavors. So I'm sorry for approving some of those.
You said
guys.
they all sound delicious. I was like, she's
Yeah.
taking that
There's
with a
one
straight
called
face.
horse
One of
fruit.
them was horse fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was thinking. But like, okay, maybe she likes horse fruit. Why not?
Yeah. Demi was playing with that new lighter of hers.
Horse fruits are hairy like a kiwi.
trying to
You
keep it
know
cool
what,
from
Timmy?
getting
I
rid.
also need to find nice box to put lollies in. You know,
Oh,
put
yeah,
on
yeah.
shelf. Yeah, nice
Oh, yeah.
box. Good
A
lid.
box? A box or like, like a clear little canister type thing. So everyone
Ah,
can see it.
no. I like box. Deep. Oh, you know, we should get deep box so then you can't see the lolly that you get. Kind of like surprise. So then you just,
So you see,
lolly.
next door to the sweet shop is like a giant kind of like very cheap like tat shop, and outside they have like, like kind of plastic buckets and all this, and you do see there's one that's like a giant minotaur horned skull, with a removable top.
Jimmy, I need this. This is perfect kind of stuff for lollies.
I mean, that's a bit. Yeah, all right.
It's like designed to be slightly yellowing. It's bleeding from the eyes, and you can see like
Oh,
the sharp
look how beautiful.
the sharp fangs have like bits of green stuff painted in them.
I mean, that's not entirely appetizing there, Doc, but if that's what's going to make you happy,
It is holder of the lollies.
I mean, I'm sure it'll keep Penfold out of them.
That'll run you 2 units, Andrew.
All right, I'll throw him 3 units.
The end of campaign 2 is really sad for McCoo to end up here like that.
Aww.
This is a plastic one. Don't you worry.
Okay.
McCood's skull is being drunk out of by a mon.
No!
Hey, no, he's dead.
No, he's dead. We killed that bitch.
I lost a wish for that motherfucker to be dead. He did.
Okay, now I just need, like herbs or, any alternative medicine things that we might see.
Hey,
But,
no.
herbs and tea. Oh, yeah, clams. That's right, clams.
Yeah, could we maybe get like some not I applaud your efforts to include alternative medicines in your
Oh,
repertoire.
yeah, they're the best.
But could we get maybe some actual medicine like stim packs and stuff?
Well, I do got some stim pack. I actually got some really nice stim packs. They're about, 60 years old. They say the older the better.
No, that's not what they say at all.
Yep. In the news circles I listen to, they say older the better.
See, the ones, I mean, granted, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I've always been told that, once something goes past its expiration date, you shouldn't be injecting that into your body.
What?
Drugs can expire.
What? Expiration date.
You know how, like, milk goes, like, sour if you leave it out for too
Oh,
long?
it tastes really good. Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to drink that. It gives your stomach cramps.
No.
I mean, it does for people like me.
But what about your third stomach that processes it?
I only got the one, I'm afraid.
Huh. Okay. Need to think about some things now.
I mean, like, your clamps worked real good. I'm just saying that maybe some actual stim packs that are made from within this year might be in order, because it was real close for me, Doc. If Kira hadn't helped me, I'd be dead.
So they don't age like fine cheese.
No, they don't.
Okay.
So as you're
so clamps and stim packs.
as you're heading in the direction of the pharmacy, Just round the corner from the pharmacy, before you arrive, you see a certain tea shop that you visited last time you were here.
Oh, see, Demi, look at this. Now, this is real medicine shop right here.
Is that the place that made Orson go all funny?
Oh, well, yeah, for research purposes.
Right. I feel like perhaps we should go to the pharmacy first, and then maybe we can go in there after.
Okay,
I promise.
I'll rock grabble root for it.
Rock grabble root?
Rock grabble group.
Rock grabble Groot.
Rock grabble group.
Yeah.
Is that
Red
like
Rock Grabble Group?
is that like laser knife, laser gun, laser grenade?
Yeah.
No, more
Okay.
like space gun,
laser
space grenade,
Space laser gun. And space laser.
Or as I like to call it, laser, laser, laser.
Everybody dies in laser. Not so fun.
Right. So Demi will do rock grabble group. So which one's which?
Rock beats Gravel, Gravel beats Groot, and Groot beats Rock. Come on. Sid.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
All right. So we'll do that.
All right.
The rock's the same, thousands of years on or whatever, but somehow knives and paper have been phased out for Grabble and Groot.
Do you play
whatever
rock,
the hell
paper,
they
knives?
Yes.
Maybe it's more like Rochambeau, where that's not the name of the things, that's just what they call it.
But yeah, Demi's gonna throw Groot.
I'll throw grabble because I always throw grabble, so I think I'll lose.
No, Gravel beats Groot.
That's right. Oh shoot,
No.
I won. Okay, we go to tea shop.
Shit. But we're gonna go to the pharmacy after, right, Doc?
Oh yeah, we have plenty of money for that. Hey, got lots of more
Oh,
money for tea.
Shit.
Hello, it's you again, my noisy friend. See this
Hello.
wayfish woman come up to you and kind of like put a hand on your arm and say, oh, your chakras are all out of alignment.
Oh no, not again. See, I was afraid of this, Timmy.
Try this, and she'll hold up a small cup of steeping tea.
And I'll drink it really fast and give her 2 credits.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
Everything's fine. You feel a little bit weird. Colors seem like real vibrant all of a sudden, though.
Yep, they were definitely off.
Feels better, doesn't it?
Definitely off. Oh, so much better.
Excellent. You know,
So you know... Oh, sorry.
a
Yes.
box of our chakra alignment tea is only 450 units.
Only 450 units. Jimmy, did you hear this? The sale. Oh my gosh.
How many bags are in a box there?
It's our largest value box, 15 bags.
Oh, 15 bags, Timmy.
Wait, are you telling me that one of these teensy little cups of tea is 30 units a cup?
Well, we don't like to discuss our pricing too much, as the work here we really do is priceless. And
Oh
yet
yes, priceless work.
we're
What
able
are
to
in-
bring
what are in
satisfaction
the-
and healing to those who need it for such a low price compared to the benefits.
What is in this exactly?
Well, it's a proprietary blend. You
I'm
really don't
afraid
like...
that if it is being done up for humanoid consumption, you have to register the ingredients with the ESA for the Estron Safety Administration.
Oh, that we're all perfectly registered. Lady LaFair is very careful about her ingredients.
Yes,
well, then,
perfectly registered, Debbie.
I would like to see the ingredient list as a paying customer of the humanoid variety. I am authorized to see that. You're supposed to produce that upon demand, or upon request.
She kind of gives you
And
like
Demi will hold out a hand.
I'm just waiting for you to look at the ingredient section. It just says the freshest sauces.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And she says, "Come, friend, and she turns to Guts and she says, "Why do you bring such disharmonious friends with you into
Oh,
our
you
place
know,
of peace?"
I'm
You're
so
calling me
sorry.
disharmonious.
I think her chakras are just misaligned.
Sure, she could try some tea for 2 units.
Okay, and I'll hand her over 3 units.
She'll hand out a cup of tea to Dimmy.
Ingredient list.
Smells like horse fruit.
I didn't say ask what it smelled like. I asked what you put in it.
That was out of character. That was
Okay.
a setting description. She says,
Okay.
"Well, all right then." She'll turn and like walk over to a safe, and then opens it, and there's a smaller safe, and opens that and pulls out. She
While you're
produces
doing that, I'm just going to be looking at the different things on the shelves.
Sure. You find a large or in the ingredients list, you find a large amount of several well-known but legal hallucinogens, and a few like basic tea varieties. It's pretty much snake oil and drugs.
But it's like perfectly legal amounts of such things.
Yeah, it's legal.
Okay. Well. Normally, I would say these are the kinds of things that we should only be imbibing when we're on shore leave there, Doc. Whenever we're on a job, I don't think the captain would be too into all of us. Oh, that they still make that? Jimmy says. She's like going through the list.
What do you mean? It's only good medicines, right?
Of course.
I mean, medicines is a strong word. They're certainly drugs, but
What? No. Goods does no drugs, no alcohol, completely clean here. And he's gonna sip like the little tiny drips of his cup and kind of like hit the bottom of it so he gets a little bit more.
She'll hand you another one, and she says,
Oh, thank you. 5 credits.
And she says, "See, it is the more primitive species that believe drugs are things that heal. No, these come from a higher power. These are wondrous creations of Mother Earth. Of
Yep,
all
I can
Earth.
feel the higher power.
Definitely. If you want, we have a subscription package: 25 bags of tea, 600 gold piece or 600 units.
Oh my gosh, what a deal!
And you
no, the
that
box
comes
is
per
a
month.
better. The box is a better deal, there, Doc.
Well, but you have to subscribe for 12 months total, 6 months paid in advance, and the final 6 months paid
No,
at the end.
no, Doc.
Hey,
no.
that sounds pretty good.
Nah, Doc, nah. Just
Do you
simple
deliver it to the spaceship?
Oh,
We can
Doc.
deliver it to any space station or planet in the known systems. Yes.
Did you hear that, Dimmy?
Yeah, and you're getting. Just get a box, Doc. Don't do the subscription thing because you never know where we're gonna be. So, you know, you'll miss out on a few months. It'll be like a gym membership. You don't get a gym membership because you won't go, or you will be where whatever station you end up at that gym doesn't have a franchise there. So just get yourself the box and we'll call it done. No subscription.
Okay.
Trust me. And she'll like clap a hand on her shoulder.
1 box, please.
Sure. And she will hand you a box of 15 orange packaged tea bags and charge you
thank you.
450 units.
Here is the money, gladly.
Jesus.
Dimmy, look at this great deal I'm getting.
Oh yeah, 30 units a pop.
With this box, we even throw in a specialty tea steeper. She holds you like a little
Oh,
shitty metal like net looking thing.
look at how good this is. This is probably worth like 200 credits, easy.
Oh, easily.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Right, can we go to the next place now, Doc?
Okay, I guess we go to other medicine store. Okay, bye, friendly lady.
A pleasure doing business with you as always.
Oh, always.
and you head out. Um, Everything still looks euphoric and wonderful to you, Guts.
Gotta get those chakras aligned. Mm.
And you head to the actual pharmacy.
Oh, so boring in here.
You see,
I know it's not as fun, but this is the stuff. Like while tea might help align our chakras, this stuff might have something that will stop blood flow or stabilize arrhythmias and what have you.
Okay. Okay, you got any oh, I need rubber hammer too.
Right. So we'll do some medicine shopping.
yeah. So looking at it, basically different varieties. What kind of stim pack are you looking for?
Just some up-to-date stim packs, some
Well,
little
because
tongue
there's
press.
different types. It's like healing potions, right? So you've got like
Okay.
normal ones, greater, all that sort of thing.
The 50
2d4,
unit
4d4,
ones.
8d4, and 10d4.
Yeah,
50,
and the
250, 1,000, 2,500.
yeah, the after like turn the healing ratio like drops like significantly for like 1,000 and 2,500. So like I think
Yeah, and if you
the 50
imbibe more
unit
than two in a
ones.
day, you start getting funky.
Yeah, but the 50 unit and the 250 unit ones.
Yeah. They got 5 of each currently in stock.
We should buy all of them, right?
I think so.
Okay. Can we get all of those? And then, do you have small rubber hammer?
We do. They're 4 units.
Oh, perfect. And then, do you have a little metal hearing thingy?
Stethoscope, yes, we have one of those. That's
All
25
right, good,
units.
good, good, good. And then, a tongue stick.
Tongue sticks we sell in bulk. You can get a packet of 100 for 4 units.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's get some of those too. Gauze.
Gauze we have, we can do 5 meters for 5 units.
Okay, let's get that. Let's get that. Oh, and then we need some tourniquets. You know, in case someone loses arm or something.
Sure, they go for 8 units each.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. And then, let
How
me
many would you
think.
like of
Yeah.
those?
Oh, let's do 5.
Okay.
Right. Do you
Okay.
have the throb? I've
Yeah,
lost
I've got
track.
it, I've got it,
Okay.
I've got it.
Thanks.
In my head.
Oh,
Oh boy.
okay. Got all those. Got the lollies. Got the gauze. Got the. I'm kind of doing some. You can see, Goot's kind of doing some mental math in his head. Uh,
Clamps.
uh.
You needed clamps.
Oh, thank you, Timmy. You got clamps?
Clamps?
Yeah, you know, size like 2, 4, 7, 8, 12, and 14.
As a healing method, clamps were generally taken out of common practice good
What?
25 years ago.
What? What?
You
No.
stuck something that was 25 years
Hey,
old.
hey,
Or
did it work, Demi? Yes, it did. It would have worked better if you didn't remove clamps either. Anywho,
I mean,
but you
it
know,
took 4 days.
plenty of time. You know, that's pretty fast actually. But yeah, okay. So where can I get clamps, smart guy?
Maybe the museum?
Okay, where is museum around here?
Well, there's an antique store a few blocks down, but really, if you're looking to seal up bullet wounds, you should be looking at synthetic guns.
Clamps.
And he'll like hold up
Clamps.
like this little like it looks kind of like the ear thermometers, and you see he like kind of sprays a bit on his arm, and it makes like it's almost like when Spider-Man like heals up his wounds
little
with
foam?
a spider web. Yeah, kind of like that. And he
How
says
much?
this
How much for that?
these go for 55 units a piece, and they can be well, one lasts for about 20 uses, and then can be refilled.
See, clamps. Those last, indefinitely.
Then why do you need more?
Because I like to have different sizes of clamps. Okay.
Oh, okay. What does the foam mechanically? What does it do?
Mechanically, it basically, well, the doctor requires, or the doctor's ability to patch up wounds, it can just be used for that. It won't have any mechanical effect, but it will allow, other than it will allow someone who isn't the doctor to basically. So if you read the doctor's ability, it's like if you get shot, you can heal up to max hit points, but you still got a bullet wound, sort of thing. So the doctor's ability is that they can heal grievous wounds given a certain amount of time. If those wounds are bullet wounds, anyone can heal them with this gun.
I'll take one of those.
Okay.
Was that 50 units for 20 uses?
Yeah.
55 units for 20.
55. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Oh, is it like a wound? A foam. What's it called?
it's called
Synth
the
spray, did you say?
Yeah, C-Chem synth spray.
C-cam.
C, the letter C hyphen C-H-E-M, C-Chem synth spray.
Okay, C-cam. Gotcha.
Seek 'em.
C-Chem. C-Chem,
Okay.
C-Car.
Nope. You ruined it. But that was 55 units. Okay.
Yeah. So that's 1,600 and mental maths 38 units.
That's not including my spray.
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm-
including the
okay.
gun. That's everything.
No, I'm paying for that one.
Okay. So 1,578, I think it was. Oh no, 1,573, sorry.
1,573. Got it, Andrew? Or do you need me to chip in some?
Let's see here.
You should have got that. You got like
Yeah, you
10
should-
grand last time.
Yeah, you got like a bunch.
Oh yeah, I got lots. I got it. I got plenty.
Okay. And don't take this as an insult to your abilities. I just, you ain't always there, Doc. And I'm, Demi's gonna put that in her new jacket.
No, that's fair. Thanks for going shopping with me, Demi, and he'll give you a lolly.
Oh, thanks.
Horse fruit.
Is it horse fruit?
Roll a d6.
Oh boy. 1.
It's pineapple.
Awesome.
So, Kira.
Oh, I'm not Kira.
You were not, Kira. No, you were not.
You kind of sitting there, maybe nursing a drink, when finally you hear like footsteps behind you, and someone puts a hand on your shoulder and slides into the booth opposite you. And you see the face of Captain Williams. She is like very pretty, kind of has like what are they called? Not dreadlocks, braids. And like that sort of like dark, very pretty skin. She looks kind of like you. She's been through a lot, though she doesn't have as like significant kind of facial scarring, and she's wearing like a sort of casual t-shirt and some jeans, and she has a big smile on her face. Just so good to see you, and she like leans over the table and kind of gives you a hug.
It's yeah. I'm glad you just agreed to meet.
Yeah, of course. Have you been?
Been really good. Got new crew. Running some jobs.
Working out well?
Yeah, working out real well.
I'm glad to
Yes.
hear it. She gives you like that same smile she always gives when she sees you, which is sort of somewhere between happy and sad. It's a very bittersweet smile.
How are you?
Yeah, all right, same as always.
Yeah.
dead end job, but it pays.
I mean, you could always leave military life behind and join me.
Yeah, I suppose. But anyway, any chance of a drink?
Yeah. And I'll wave a
Yeah,
bartender over.
she'll order the same thing she always orders. Something pretty boring. Well,
You and Doc along? Or just
just passing through. I had to pull in a bit of a favour to get our course changed to swing by here, but worth it to see you. She gives you a little smile.
a little bit of time is better than no time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So about that favor, I guess I probably should tell you why I asked you here.
I'm all ears.
I'll kind of give like a glance around the bar to make sure we haven't gathered too much attention.
Yeah, she kind of like leans in, like sensing that you're about to disclose something a bit more clandestine.
So one of the jobs we were running, we picked up some interesting files.
Right.
Um, pretty heavily redacted, and in my experience, there's only 3 types of organizations that would redact that kind of information: something government, something military, or some big corporation.
That tracks.
Not that I can see. There's a couple of vids, but some weird science-y experiment shit. Military operations. Talks about, you ever dealt with the ESB or know someone who might have?
Oh, those pricks. Yeah, I have. They're always sticking their noses in, getting escorts, and then leaving them behind, and so they can go ahead and do their shady business on whatever shithole planet they take us to. Yeah, I know the ESB.
I was kind of actually hoping that wasn't the case. But, you ever heard of the Euclid?
No, what is it?
As I get it's some kind of portable science station the ESB does a lot of stuff out of, I guess.
Oh. Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. That's pretty fucking weird. So you know what kind of shit it is that they're doing?
It looks kind of military. It's like kind of experiments, some light stuff. You'd probably have to.
Some light stuff. You always were good talk, Akira.
Listen. It's kind of hard to like if you hadn't seen it, like you wouldn't believe it. They had this like chick and she was like, I don't know, almost looked like military drills.
Well, what do you want from me?
I don't think it's safe for us to have this stuff. I want to know. That's my feeling. You said you dealt with the ESB. Are they the kind of people that are going to come after me for having this kind of stuff?
She kind of like glances around. Yeah, probably if they knew you had it, but no way they'd know, right?
I mean, unless you sell me out.
Oh, if I was going to do that, I would have done it years ago.
Yeah.
So you want me to
Listen.
take it?
I mean, that's one solution. I mean, we could always try to find a bidder for it.
You're trying to find a bidder for government secrets. Never fucking change, do you?
Jazz, don't be like this. I've got to make money. I got a crew to pay.
Yeah, and that's why you do your bounties, Kira. This is more important than that, and fuck it, we've had this fight a million times. Just give me the folder.
I don't have it with me. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to carry that shit with me?
I don't know. It's pretty clear that there's only one thing on your mind at any given time. Your wallet.
That's not entirely true. Alright. It doesn't have to be. I don't know, man. I just can't give this to you. This crew, they deserve to be paid.
So what? You want me to find you some bidders?
I don't know. I just thought maybe you would know what it was.
Well,
I mean, if it's just some low tier shit, I can sell it without having to worry about it. But if it's like some serious government shit,
well, I don't know. I keep my head above board. I'm good at my job. I don't get pulled into shit like this. Not by anyone but you. She like points a finger at you. But I'll have a look if you want me to. But next time you call me, it better not be about shit like this.
listen, you know what? Just come back to the gypsy, see what I've got.
Fine. She like drains a drink. You're paying the tab. She gets up.
Always pay the tab and start heading back to the ship.
And she walks quickly, like hands tucked into her pockets. Definitely, you're in the doghouse.
Yeah.
But you sit her down and she kind of watches and reads some of the stuff. And she... Well, I do actually know a little about this.
Yeah?
Well, I've seen someone like this before. She, a young slip of a thing. Was a mission way out in the frontier. Further than I'd actually ever gone. She, well, she was told, we were told she was coming with us, and she looked like she would be out of place without a teddy bear, but we did as we were told, and well, long story short, a lot of people died that day, and it was one of these fucking poor bitches that did it. She just like shakes her head. If you're looking to sell this here, I know a guy. He's shady as fuck, but
How dangerous is this stuff?
dangerous enough that if you ever get caught, you don't mention my name at all. Don't mention that we were ever... that you even ever knew me. She looks away from you.
Alright. Like, that's a kid, right? It's just a kid in that first video.
Looks like.
I mean, these are sciencey people. Did they find her like that? Did they?
I don't fucking know, Kira, but I don't want to. I just want to go back to my boring, shitty job and not get killed over government fucking secrets.
Yeah, I don't want. What do you want me to do? Just walk over and hand them to him?
Throw
Be
it
like
out an
nice-
airlock and never look back.
If I didn't want to sell it, who would I give it to?
Well,
Like, I wanted to see it in proper hands.
there's an Astron Bureau office on Zuva. Drop it off there in the after hours mailbox. Or else go in and tell them you found it. But get rid of it and do it fucking quickly.
So I walk in there. Yeah, it's going to have to be after hours. There's no way I'm walking in there with that because I'll never walk out.
Yeah, good call. She like pats you on the shoulder and stands up and she says, "This is why we never really worked."
I thought we worked fine. Until we didn't.
Yeah, well, maybe that's part of the problem, Kira.
I came home and your shit was packed and you were gone.
Yeah. And I do feel bad about that. But it was the right thing to do. And I would do it again if I had to.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
You know what, Kira? I don't have to justify myself to you. I left for me because you always got me strangled with shit like this, and I'm sick of it.
Do you really? You were the only person I thought that could help me with this.
Yeah.
Help
Find
me.
someone else next time. And she'll like turn to begin taking a leave.
I'm sorry. I'll talk to my crew and we'll figure out what to do.
I hope you do the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Thank you.
When she speaks again, her voice is a little softer and quieter, and she says, "You know, despite all this, it's good seeing you again, Kira. I missed you."
Yeah. That was good to see you too.
She'll turn and leave.
Kira will say I love you under her, like, kind of quiet, hoping she doesn't hear, but
Yeah, she doesn't. And I think we'll take a quick 5 there.
Do you want to do a time jump after this?
Yeah, we can chat about it when we come back, I think. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
probably
be right back.
the plan.
I did a lot of shopping.
I don't think H knows what the fuck to buy. Nor do I.
Maybe some supplies for your workshop.
Oh yeah, because we're getting that. That's a shout.
Because you were going to do all kinds of you had a list of things that you were going to work on, so maybe get some stuff to help you work on those.
Yeah, that's a shout. I forgot I have infusions. I'm gonna do that over the thing.
Downtime.
Yeah, it's the one. Over the time jump. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And I keep forgetting that Kira is proficient in mechanics, so if you want some help.
Do you mean Demi?
Demi, yes.
We've
Sorry.
also got
Kira is one of those names that's like it's in my list of like possible names for like an MP or a playable character at any given moment. So it's like I have to keep reminding myself that's not my character's name. Because yeah, it's like Kira is one of those names like in like I have a Kira Shepherd. I have like a Mass Effect playthrough. That's like my canon. My canon Shepherd is Kira with Kira. So I'm having to remind myself that it's not me.
You refer to yourself as Kira a couple of times.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, it's
She just did it again, which is why she's
Oh,
talking
okay.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
When we're done.
Jade,
Yeah.
Kira's spelling. I've asked you about this before. It's different in
think
D&D
it was
Beyond
one-
and your overlay.
I think it was corrected once on the overlay, but then it must have gone back to an older
Yeah,
version where
I think
Yeah,
it did.
it's possibly that I did it on the older version.
Is it Keira or is it?
It's how it
K?
is on the in D&D Beyond, I believe.
That's how I wrote it down when you first introduced the
Oh.
character.
with an I before the R.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Kira
Yeah.
rather than
K
Carrier.
E I.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say in a moment it
Yeah.
says carry.
Alright.
Carrier's
Yes,
also a cool
Carrier.
name, but
It is one I would not be confusing myself with, but
Maybe like,
no, I don't mind.
that I hope you like that scene, Jade. That was
Yeah,
not how I was expecting that to go, but
that's yeah. It was just like let's let it go however it wants to go.
yeah, it sort of made sense, and I was very much like that was one of those scenes where I was just kind of inhabiting the character and didn't really have to think about what they would say as much.
Hmm.
And that just kind of made sense, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe
it-
it'll be fixed eventually, but
I think it was a good like sympathetic hero scene for Kira.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. Okay.
Andrew has left the hangout.
oh no.
But out of character, if we're gonna try and sell this, which I'm not saying that should be our course of action or whatever, I think selling it in Estron when it's Estron Secrets would be a super bad idea. Like I think Frontier or Lore or that other big place, not the one that H is from, but the other one that's all like, crap, what's it called?
The sciencey green belt
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're a separate people. I think that's just a region that is mostly occupied by scientists. So they're fairly. They may be interested in secrets, but they're also possibly fairly Estron. They might not be. We might be
Are
able
they?
to find people who aren't, but
Are the Green Bank people, are they Astronians? Rob?
The what? Sorry, people.
The Green
Green
Bank?
Bank, the rainforesty area that was all weird. And
Yeah, most of them are private companies.
Okay. And then the yellow place, the new union, are they Estron?
No, they're their own thing.
Okay. And then the lore, they're not Estron either.
No, they're their
Oh.
own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
I
Estron is Estron. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
But I thought the Green Bank aren't like a group or a race
No.
of people, though, are they? That's
No,
just a
yeah.
science area. So
Yeah.
that's why Estron would probably have a lot of scientists.
Yeah,
there,
they
what
have
I
some
would
stuff in
Mm.
there. Yeah.
okay. So that
They're
might
not
not
like
be
a
the
separate
safest
race.
place.
Yeah.
Okay. Would the Zuvians be, or not the
Pazuzu.
the Pazuzu, the Pazuzuvians,
Susan.
Pazuzans, would they be interested in Estron stuff, or do they not really care about Estron shenanigans? Lore might be interested in. in such
Yeah,
things. But
lore is definitely the
they're
most
more like self-interested. They're not really fussed
yeah,
about.
like lore
Yeah,
really
like-
don't like Estron, so
yeah,
That's probably our best bet then.
yeah.
If we want to sell it.
Yes.
Yeah, if we're gonna sell it, we need to not sell it in Estron because that'd be super dangerous. And
I mean, we were promised a super shady person that would help us sell it.
yeah, I would prefer to trust. If we were gonna trust a super shady person, I would prefer to go with the one we know, not the one your ex girlfriend who isn't shady. Her definition of shady might not be uh, might not be the best contact. Is all I'm
I
trying to say.
mean, yeah, maybe, but also the shady person we know might not be in the information brokering business
Yeah.
necessarily. This might be too hot for him, or like
Mm-hmm.
maybe he'll have to refer us to someone else that he knows.
Yeah.
Or,
It's dangerous, whatever.
I mean, he probably very clearly sold the pirate lady to these people who were looking for it.
Yeah.
Possibly,
Maybe.
it was certainly one of my thoughts that maybe the secrets made her valuable
Mm.
beyond being just a normal pirate queen.
Yay, we got Andrew back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did something to my finger. My middle finger, it like hurts the tip of it. And I didn't burn it, and I didn't. It's weird. Maybe I was using my scroll wheel a little too much over this week because I was actually working.
I had to really work.
It just I don't know. It hurts when I touch things. And it's really annoying because it's like I use that finger on my mouse all the time, and whenever I'm writing.
I'm gonna go get some oatmeal cookies. I'll be right back.
Oh, dude. Okay. Hey, I had
You're
to
gonna go bake them.
I had to
No.
I had to go take flour to my gran because she ran out of flour because she made oatmeal cookies.
I mean, it's a
I
good
also
reason to
just
run
love
out of
my
flour
dinosaurs.
for them.
Yeah, she made like a big batch of like oatmeal cookies, and she didn't have any flour anymore. And like my cousin Sarah has been doing like all of her grocery shopping online and having it delivered to her, so she doesn't have to go out. And she's like, I can't get toilet paper and I can't get flour on any of like the online shops that deliver to Gran. So if you have any, can you go take some over to her? And I was like, yeah, sure. And like I go over there, and like my Gran started crying when she saw me because I was like the first person that she had seen outside of like her neighbors in weeks. And she's just like, can I give you some cookies? Are you afraid of them? And I'm like, no, I'm not afraid of your cookies. I'll take your cookies, Gran. And then she gave me money because I gave her we got her like a huge thing of toilet paper. And I was just like, no, I don't want your money. She's like, just take it, just take it, just take it. And like threw it at me so that she couldn't
They always do.
That's what my
she was
granny
like
did.
she was trying to doing like it was like that one the one video that I saw on Twitter, somebody shared it. It was like when you visit your gran and like she still insists on giving you money, and it's just like this old lady putting a bill on like the little wall outside her door and just come get it. But yeah,
my granny sent
All right, I got my cookies.
a card
Woo!
addressed to me and my brothers, and there's 3 brothers, and she put £50 in it.
oh,
And so we were
Oh,
like,
brother.
yeah, we were like, all right. And then my mum phoned up being like, did you mean to put £50? And my granny was like, no, £10 are for you and £10 are for the dad. So everyone in the family got £10.
oh.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think time jump is probably the thing here.
Okay.
Is there any? Sorry, I was
You go.
just gonna say, is there any shopping that Orson wanted for his own personal stuff? Because he kind of got regulated to ship upgrades and Katrina.
I have something I was going to spend that money on. It wasn't shopping, so I don't know when Rob wants to do that or not.
Now's good.
Right. Where we were, basically, time passes and it probably dawns on H at some point. Austin doesn't look like he's going anywhere, so you are more than welcome to stay. But he's definitely going to spend that first night from lunchtime onwards, unless like the captain calls him to do something, which I don't imagine she's going to do. He just gets settled basically, relaxes into probably some old sofa or something with Katrina with some sort of space vid TV thing in the background, and the little Thrix is running around, and he looks like perfectly at home.
I didn't realize you lived here. I'll head back to the ship. I'll let the captain
I
know you won't be back.
don't. Welcome to join us.
No, don't interrupt.
I mean,
She smiles and takes the universal translator out.
Space Tiger King is on.
Love it.
What? Never mind. See you later.
It's called
Well,
Tiger.
here
you
I
don't wanna
am down
know.
here in the Green Bank big wildlife cat zoo, and I got all them tigers.
Oh shit!
Welcome to
I
Doomy
got-
Zoo.
But
I
you
got-
also
I
have
got-
space myth.
I got them space tigers. Yeah, this isn't Demi's voice. This is Space Joe
Space
Exotic. Space Joe Exotic. That's a completely different Southern accent, and I'm insulted that you would assume that was her.
Does H see a tiger on the screen?
Oh shit!
No.
Because she's just heading out. Like she's not interested in. She was gonna ask what's a tiger, but then she's like, no, I need to get out of here. Because Orson's too nice, and he's gonna ask me to stay, and that'd be weird. So I'm just gonna go.
No, you see, it's some flick, which is basically the space equivalent of Doug McClure, fighting very bad CGI dinosaur tiger cats.
Gordon, something.
Dinosaur. Okay, I'm gonna justify that H doesn't
Yeah.
click. Cat, Gatagaya. She just. See you later, Orson.
You head out, and he kind of like turns to Kay, and he kind of goes, "I didn't really say I was living here. It's not what I've been telling people."
You know, you do tend to make yourself comfortable, and she like nudges your feet down off whatever coffee table they were on or something.
He like relaxes, like stretches out. I'm just comfortable wherever I go.
Yeah, you are. She sighs and like turns up the movie a little.
And that's how he spends that first evening, basically.
Do you want me to roll mechanics on that universal translator check?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 13.
It's pretty simple. You reckon you can make something similar?
Oh yes.
And with this, you can do it in one mechanics check, and a day if you spend some time on it.
Sure. Gotcha. Yes. She's back to the ship.
All right. So, how much of a time jump do we want to do here? That's the question. Are you waiting the full 17 days?
23 days.
Are you waiting the full 23 days?
I mean, you can. Or we could have like some kind of like. I think at some point in time we should talk about what we want to do with these documents.
Sure.
Let's have that conversation with Orson.
So we can have maybe like a crew discussion about that, and I can give you the lowdown on what jobs you find,
Okay.
and then and that can be sort of at some point during the time skip, if you like that. So
a few other things H can do during the thing, but they're basically just this happens, like the infusions, because I forgot to put any on. So I'm like, I can do that now.
So at some point, yeah, you can give me that mechanics roll as well, H, whenever you.
Sure, sure. I'll just do it now.
Yeah, give me that.
23.
Yeah, good enough. You have a little universal translator.
Get in. It's just like a little microphone, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be, man. But yeah, that's kind of what I imagine. Looks like a jewel.
Oh yes.
But you guys, at some point during the downtime, all receive a little message from the captain, asking you to return to the ship soon so that you can all have a discussion. Is it everyone you want to talk to, or just Orson?
Yeah, everyone for right now, because it's got job shit too. But yeah,
Well, all right
everyone.
then.
You'll have to like explain everything to Kira, or damn it, to Demi.
Yes, we're gonna have to explain
Because
everything to Kira.
yeah, but you're gonna have to like explain everything to Demi because she was out of commission whenever this was found, and then out of commission whenever H and you discussed it, and out of not there whenever you and Orson discussed it. So she has not heard of this video at all.
Well, H doesn't know about the video.
Well, you
Okay.
had the whole flight back, and I think we said like during that time you would show it to people or something.
No,
Is
she
it-
didn't.
Did she not?
Nope.
Fine. We filled Demi in on the stuff, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, there, verbal vomit, all the fun information you had, with the exception of maybe the fact that Orson and Kira were gonna look for someone who might help with this information.
Mm-hmm. And I get assuming like you guys show the video as well.
Yes. Does the doc seem like cool with this, or is he like starting to like freak out? Because if he's gonna have some kind of PTSD flashbacks, he's going in the snuggling compartment. Or will be uninvited.
Sounds like he's okay with it.
Alright.
But yeah, you show like the videos and stuff, and Demi is gonna kind of like look at Orson and be like, it's little kind of like the little shadowy things you do, eh? Hey there, Kay?
I mean, as far as these are like the complete opposite, sure.
I mean, have you always been able to do that, or did you have someone hook you up to some wires and run tests on you, like they seem to be doing to that poor girl?
He like just sort of scratches his cheek. Don't think so. Just been able to do things.
Ever since you were
You
little?
he like thinks back. DM.
I'm trying to remember what we discussed. Yeah, you for as far as you can remember, you've been able to do them.
Yeah, it's far. Yeah, that's what I believe. That you can't do things.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty good with a gun, but you know, I can't fart shadows.
I mean, I don't think he's really farting shadows.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was. I know you weren't. I know he's not actually farting out shadows. I'm just, you know, you go all twisty and.
So here's the thing. Maybe it's a natural phenomenon that occurs in some individuals, and here it's just, in this case of this little girl, it's just been weaponized.
Right. I'm
I
just
mean,
trying
some
to
of us are
ask.
just weird.
Yeah.
The
No,
princess
I'm
eats fish off the bone over there.
and you know, and uh anyways, I was just asking if this was something you might know something about in like a personal fashion?
Like I said to the captain, and he kind of he says, like I said to the captain, then kind of looks at you and then just shrugs. Like,
Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to get up in your business, horse, and I just was wondering if
uh,
this was a common thing in the frontier, or have you heard of it? This being an ability with other people before? Or are you the only one?
don't not seen any little girls running around making light. No, not where I was from.
Oh,
But then, I mean, some people could do some weird things. It's a frontier. You met God, and most of those parts on that thing, like some of them are, like that big guy, and he like kind of like puts his arms out. Some of us are just a bit weird. Not
right. I mean,
all built the same.
sorry, I ain't from the frontier, so I hadn't had any kind of exposure to that kind of thing.
You still got the gun from the little guy. Something
Well, I mean, that's mechanical. I mean, that's like somebody built that.
yeah, but to use a weapon that'll has a chance to kill you, maybe you're not so different.
I mean, I'm
You
not entirely sure the correlation is the same, but uh, sure.
Have you satisfied your curiosity about this?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was an interesting connection, is all, and one I was, yeah, curious about.
And there's nothing anybody else, anything else anybody wants to add
I
to
want to
what
insight check Orson though.
Sure, go for
Oh, damn it! I
You believe whatever you believe, judging
Yep.
by whatever noises you make there.
It was 3 plus not enough to make a difference.
Sure. You get nothing beyond what he tells you.
hmm
Orson's
Okay.
lying.
He knows no better. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. You
Or maybe
So-
she believes he's lying. Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
she's
no.
paranoid.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Okay,
failure doesn't
fine.
always have
Fuck
to
it.
mean.
Yeah, failure doesn't mean that I think he's lying to me. I just, was just trying to get
Sure.
something.
It doesn't mean you
She
believe
was
him.
trying. Yeah, she was trying to get trying to see if he was, you know, being his normal flippant self or if he was being flippant to hide something.
I,
Normal flippant. I think
Yeah.
cool as flippant as a cucumber. I don't know.
Yeah.
Captain,
What?
I need to talk to you about something privately.
Does it pertain to the information I've just given you?
No,
Does it in any way hinder the conversation we're having about this information?
no.
Do you think it can wait?
Yeah,
Is it something that you feel you need to speak to only me about?
yes.
Then it can wait.
Okay.
Now, back to the matter at hand. We have this information. Potentially very dangerous information. I don't know what to do with it. I spoke to my con parent
Ooh.
about it.
A waifu.
Mhm.
It's obviously what she was going to say. Obviously.
Talked to my contact about it. And was given a few options. We can sell it to the highest bidder. I don't care who this information goes to. Or we can march it over in the dead of night to the Echelon Bureau here on the station put it in their drop box with a nice note that says, "Here you go," and pretend like we never saw it. Or we could keep it in my safe and fly around hoping no one finds out that we have it. That's a third one that I just made up just now.
Well, as much as I am a fan of sticking it to any sort of Estron bureaucracy, I have a feeling that selling it to the highest bidder would be something that would have to be done smart like. And smart call would say that we shouldn't do that here uh, or anywhere near Estron itself. But if I'm completely honest, ma'am, I don't see any problem with losing it or turning it in. I mean, there's a small tiny part of me that would kind of shrivel up and die if we helped the ESB in some way, because it sounds like they're a bunch of rat pricks. But if it's too dangerous to handle, then we shouldn't be handling it.
I mean, I was also suggested that we airlock it.
So I got no problem losing it and pretending like we never saw it, man. Because if we ain't gonna sell it, what else are we supposed to do with it? I mean,
Hand it off to someone who might be able to help the girl.
are there even any dates in those files? I mean, how do we even know that girl is still alive?
So when I was talking to Jasmine, did she made it sound like it was this girl in particular that she had?
No, just a girl.
Just someone like her.
Yeah.
So here's the wrinkle in that. That girl may not be alive, but there's at least one more out there like her. My contact ran a job or something involving her. Said it got real nasty. I mean,
Killed a bunch of folk?
that's, yeah. I mean, usually things get real nasty. Someone's dying.
Yeah, Demi is kind of shifts uncomfortably. And it's kind of like, yeah, and with information that's as redacted as this, it's like cockroaches. If you find evidence of one, there's probably at least 40 that you didn't hear nothing about. But I mean, do we? Is this something anybody feels strongly about? Helping folk? I mean, we ain't exactly revolutionaries, are we, ma'am?
No, but I don't think we can give this to the Bureau, to be completely honest with you, because they're going to find out that it's us. And they're
They'll
going
follow
to.
the paper trail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't care that we'll swear on our mother's grave that we'll never say what we saw. But this is a target on every single one of us.
Yeah. And, I mean, this was stuff that was in Zella's ship, right?
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, I found it in the secret compartment.
Yeah.
In her ship.
So that means that somewhere, somehow, she came across a ship that had these documents and someone gave it to her in tribute. Which might explain the massive bounty that had been on her head.
I think it goes a long way to explain the massive bounty on her head and why someone was willing to pay way more than that bounty.
Right. And so I mean, if the reason Zella was bought off for so much, I mean, it's not going to be a secret that we're the ones that done her in. At least not for long. Now, granted, she might not know who we are, but
Could the raiders be after this information as well, not realizing that we have it? The people we
Yeah.
sold Zella to.
They may
I mean,
not realize that we have that information yet,
yeah.
unless she tells them where she hid it.
And then
And
they
they go looking
realized,
for
they
Not-
realized that we got to it
Yeah.
first. That might have been why they were willing to pay so heavily for her shit too. On the off chance that she had it stashed away somewhere.
The more we talk about this, the worse I feel.
I mean, I personally trust Boone about as far as I can throw his handsome ass, but you know, there ain't gonna be. I can't toss him that far.
You could probably toss him pretty far though.
I mean, if I tried and I had like some really good leverage and he let me, I could probably toss him a good 20 or so feet. But
Can we get back
you
to
know.
the matter at hand, please?
Yeah,
Of
sorry,
course.
ma'am. Sorry, Captain. I'm just saying. I don't think we could trust Boone with this information, considering it might have been the information that he had been paying so handsomely for in the first place. I don't think we should, if we're going to sell it, I don't think we should sell it here in Estron because I think that would be a tantamount to suicide. But other than that,
My contact says that they know someone we can sell it to.
Can we
know.
guarantee their silence? Because if Estron or Boone are coming looking for this information and they find our contact who finds it, they're probably not. If they have to pay for it, I doubt they're going to be willing to stick their neck out for us.
I mean, I ain't
We
gonna
can try to employ a middleman.
I ain't gonna disparage your contact, man, but are they used to handling things of this nature?
Hero just like fix Demi with a stare. Yeah.
They deal with shady anti-Estron folk on the reg.
Listen, I trust them, and that's all that matters.
I mean, I know you trust your contact. I'm just saying, are they the type of person that could accurately recommend someone of the nature that we need?
They have their sources. I mean, they know me.
And right, you don't strike me as the type that deals with this sort of thing on the regular, ma'am, because if you did, you'd have your own contact for this sort of thing.
Contacts have contacts. But, alright, listen. What do we want to do?
Who would be the kind of people who'd be able to handle this sort of thing?
People who
Well,
want to stick it to Estron or the ESB.
Rival. Yep. Rival government, military faction, corporation that might be interested in this kind of thing.
Demi starts looking uncomfortable.
My thought would be slipping it anonymously to one of these corporations. Because then they can't connect the paper trail back to us.
Is there like a space PETA that is against anti-ESB that we know about?
I mean, there's like human rights charities and that sort of thing, but there's nothing out and out against the ESB. That would
Any
be
sort
like
of-
being against, you know, the
Disney.
French government sort of thing. Like,
So like the ESB is the
they're a branch
government,
of the
not
government,
just
yeah.
a branch of the government. Okay.
They're an official, like, scientific branch.
Of the government.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be like going against like NASA or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Like
if
bad NASA.
Space NASA.
Or like
Even though they're about space.
Nazi NASA, NASA,
Oh,
Nazi.
Jesus.
Natsa.
Or like the CDC
No,
or
nonsense.
Oh,
Uh,
of course.
All right, so
like Demi looks a little uncomfortable, and she's just like, "Well, if you're looking for like military factions that might be interested in going against the ESB or the Estron in general, there's the Republic of Lore." I mean, they're
yeah,
always looking for something to get a foot up over Estron to expand their territory.
Because I would, if we just jettisoned this out in the airlock, I would feel horrible for what these girls could be going through, or anyone else like this. So I'd rather leave it with someone who may be able to handle it better than us.
all right. So
That's just my peace of mind, Captain.
Republic is one option.
I did notice a big fancy cruiser out there, ma'am.
All right. Anybody know enough to know what kind of waves this will make? Are we talking like some corporate espionage kind of low level shit, or are we talking like potential for serious conflict?
They're trying to weaponize people that they're finding in the frontier. Uh, you know, with space magic.
There's no such thing as magic. She says under her breath.
It's a load of space magic.
I mean, I don't know, H. You got a real fancy glove, but she was able to do all kinds of fancy things without no mechanics. But a- anyways, these are people without weapons and any sort of discernible that aren't visibly dangerous but clearly are. It's the sort of thing that it makes some anti-infiltration unit or whatever's mighty itchy. You know what I mean? I mean, she kind of like sits up, and it's the sort of thing you wouldn't feel really comfortable knowing that your enemy has the ability to do.
So we're going
Make-
to just
Make
pick
normal.
the Republic out of this and be like, you're the one that we're giving this information to?
I'm just saying, if you're looking for people who already have a beef with Estron,
I'm not looking for people who already have a beef with Estron because, to be completely honest with you, I don't want to start a war.
they're already at war, ma'am.
I don't want to make it work.
It's more of a I don't want to say Cold War because I don't really know much about that, but from what the impression I get, yeah, like it's mostly posturing at this point, but tensions are high.
Like,
Potentially heavy espionage on either side right now.
Oh,
It's just
for sure, a shitload.
like this.
I mean, it's
Which means it may still not. This is me thinking. It may not be the most safest option because we could accidentally give it to a double agent.
But you do think law would pay through the teeth for this kind of information?
Don't want a paper trail.
yeah, the military that powerful to protect us. What if we just burn it?
Because then they're going to keep doing it. And then when and or if a war does break out, then they're going to be using people, and that's. I don't like the sound of that, Captain. People don't deserve to be trapped and forced into boxes.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I understand it. I think it's horrible. But right now, this information is putting every single one of these people on the ship at risk. Every single one of you.
it's we're already at risk, ma'am. We're gonna be at risk if we keep it. We're gonna be at risk if we dump it. And we're gonna be at risk if we try and sell it. Because Zella is still alive to tell people that we probably ran off with it.
Yeah, she's probably not talking much right now.
Depends. We don't know what they wanted her for.
Well, let's hope she's not alive anymore.
I mean, we just kind of assumed that she ran afoul of some rivals.
Also, she doesn't know a lot about us,
Yep.
so
It'll
she can
probably
maybe.
be
You go.
it'll probably be easy to identify a ship that's mostly human, but with a giant green man and a bird lady.
You weren't all there. And she what? She was
Yeah.
unconscious, and then she was in the snuggle compartment. So,
Oh, that's
and
true.
then she was
That's
off the
true, yeah.
ship.
That's
Yeah,
true.
she only saw the three of us.
Yeah, and not for that long.
In which case, we might be all right.
And she knows no names.
Boone knows who we are, though.
Yeah.
He
So-
does.
I mean,
But then when you go into business with a guy, it's kind of what happens. He doesn't say that disapprovingly. It just letting
Yeah.
Alright,
that fact out there.
you've been awfully quiet, Orson. I mean, any thoughts on the matter?
I mean, I don't like what they're doing to him. There's probably betting that a lot of these kids of frontiers or something don't get so much weird in Estron core space. And if they want to take people no one cares about, then they'd take frontiersmen and women.
So
Frontier
they're your
people.
people. They're your people, then.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in Camp H that something needs to be done rather than dump it. But if you were to sell it to Law or whoever else, you'd have to do it real careful so that we don't have our fingerprints on it at all.
That's the issue with selling it, I think. Because immediately then you've got a paper trail. You've got, well, not a paper trail, but a unit trail. And you have to interact with people face to face.
Well,
Especially handing off something that's actually made of paper.
they can just,
dead drop it.
yeah. Like I said, there's a big fancy cruiser, like a couple of slots down from us right now.
Yeah,
The other thing is that one of our things we were going to get was the anti-hacking thing, and weren't we going to get the signal rejigger? Like,
yeah, it's not like priority now.
we could maybe with your help, and it like looks to H, send out a coded transmission that can't be traced back to us. Don't have to even do it from here. We could piss off to some frontier planet, find a terminal, send it, organize some sort of drop on some sort of moon or something. And but we only organize it after we've already done it, so we don't have to go there. And
Try and get to the
know
other
that-
side of the universe.
yeah, and then
So you
get
have an
paid up
alibi?
front, or at least get paid something up front. And you do that to some sort of third-party cred chip.
Oh, this is that thing. Do we have like burner chip
Yeah,
things?
so like chips are just like prepaid cards. Like they've got no tracking information or anything on them. So
Even if they were going to reverse engineer it or not be able to, like, I think getting another one for them to, like, because I presume each chip has like a unique identifier code or a
Yeah.
burner or whatever. Like, we wouldn't use one of our own personal ones
Yeah,
or
we get it.
relate to us. Like, you literally get a burner one, and
Mhm.
you spend
plug
some
it into
money on
maybe
it,
the
yeah.
terminal that you send the message out into, and then they can plug that money back, and they just maybe know if they track it back that it went to that moon at that time,
Yeah.
and then we just make sure no one knows we were
Yeah,
there.
that name, yeah.
And then you leave it. Someone else picks it up on a different moon that we were there like a week or two ago, and then see what happens.
And if we ain't concerned about the money, we can just go and toss it at that ship. But if we're trying to make a profit off of it, then
I don't. It's not about the money. I mean, it can't be about the money. Because in the end, that's what's going to get us caught.
I agree.
Agreed.
Lore is the best option, the Republic.
I mean, from what I heard, they're not much better than Estron, but
That's my concern.
Governments
That's
are
not-
always kind of, at least in my experience.
maybe we do some research. Maybe we try to find someone who's worth giving it to. Give it to them at a distance.
We're against dropping it at the Bureau.
Giving it back to them, yeah, no.
They'll instead of us losing it, they'll lose it.
Yeah, no, we ain't giving it back to them. I think Lore's best bet.
I mean, what loyalty do we have to anyone? I mean, if we give it back to Estron, we can just be done with it.
I
Well, then they'll
thought
keep doing
you weren't you was an H and Orson just saying like no, because then it'll continue. That didn't sound like what they wanted, ma'am. But you're the captain.
I am the captain.
I might be able to find someone in Lore that we could send it to.
You have contacts?
Not contacts per se.
You have to have contacts. This just can't be some random person you find on the street. This has to be someone you can trust.
It is someone that I trusted long ago. I do not know if perhaps they will be useful or happy to hear from me.
Did Demi just switch into?
I was going to say,
being
was
the
that
captain?
Yeah.
Right.
What was that? I don't know if H has ever heard a Lore accent before.
Sure.
No, she would have. She's been around.
That is, I was from there once.
Once.
It is, like you say, it is not the best place, but it is no more better than Estron.
Your loyalties are there, which is why you're pushing for us to give this
No.
information.
There is no loyalty there. I left. They would not welcome me back if they were to see me. I
It sounds
left.
an awful lot like you're pushing us to give this information.
You wanted it to go to someone who could do something about it, or at least those two wanted it to go to someone who can do something about it. That would be, from my experience, that would be Lore. If you had somebody else who would make a better option, I am all for that, because I do not wish to be in contact with these people any more than I have to.
Insight check.
Go for it.
That is a 24.
Demi has looked like sick to her stomach each time she's mentioned giving this stuff to Lore. So she's not offering it up because she's trying to pull one over on anybody. At least you don't get that sense. You sense like, she's only reason she's offering this up is because people were wanting a solution.
She legitimately says that this isn't who she wants to be giving this to.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you have better option, then there would be better options.
My contact's a new union, so. Voice in the sky.
Mm,
What is the relationship between New Union and Estron?
New Union are very much proud of being their own deal, though they do have like strong trade relationships with pretty much every other faction, including Astron. They probably produce most stuff for Astron, so Astron's like a big, profit. Like they sell a lot of and have a lot of trade with Astron, so quite important. But yeah,
Nothing to be gained from pushing.
yeah,
this
they
information.
would never go to war with them because they're too valuable monetarily.
But they might be more allied with them, so they might be more. They wouldn't. She wouldn't have necessarily said take it to the Republic. She says give it back because
You
because
don't
of their pre-existing economic relationship.
you don't think they're allied by any means. They're certainly
They just might sit on it, not do anything with it.
yeah. You think that would probably be more likely.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, if there's like a reason why she would have been like give it back as opposed to take it to someone else. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I mean the main reason that your crew have stated aside, like there isn't a massive one. Like apart
Right.
from the morality side of things, like it's probably the easiest option and the option that causes you least trouble.
All right, sounds good. Well, I mean, we could set up some really convoluted, not convoluted, safe drop with the Republic if that's what you guys want.
Demi looks at the others.
Seems like our best option. To have these people saved in one way, or at least have this information acted upon.
Even at the cost of potentially thousands of lives if they go to war.
Well, sometimes good things happen with war.
No. War is never good.
Okay.
I like that. No, absolutely non-confrontational. Fucking love it.
Alright, so yeah,
Orson, what do you figure?
I figure they wouldn't go to war over this. I figure there might be a lot more cloak and dagger stuff that we'd probably never see.
so thousands of lives lost that we don't see.
If it makes you feel any better, probably less than war.
Nothing makes me feel better about this.
I mean, you just want to make it disappear? This and every other project just continue ticking away. Children keep disappearing.
I mean, you guys are so convinced that the Republic's gonna waltz in there and shut this down.
No, I think there's a fair chance that nothing happens. That's why I was trying to get paid out of it. But they might do something, put some pressure, some deal somewhere, some news broadcast somewhere else, maybe. Like,
or the very real possibility that they decide, you know what, we need this for ourselves, and we've only made the situation worse.
There's a chance that they might be able to get public awareness up about this, and they might lose their ability to um, travel in frontier space so freely. You
I
saw
mean,
on our you saw it on our way out that they were still acting like frontier space was their own. With this, like people might stop them from doing that.
like I said, we could look up who we want to give it to. When I said that earlier, like it could be some sort of radical group, could be someone who wants to get the word out that doesn't have the facilities or the money to replicate this kind of program, but is more righteous.
More of a public humiliation.
Yeah,
That is something that's
can't go to war with someone with a ham radio.
yes. I'm
But
not
at
saying
present,
that
the
it
ham radio also can't defend themselves if the people who want that information come looking for them.
Well, I figure you find the right group, and that if anyone's going to go up against Astron, they're probably going to have already thought about that and, had secure communications or doing the best they can. Maybe they do get come after, but they knew the risk when putting it out there. To some people, the risk is worth it, or that
with
they're smart enough to avoid the risk.
with the Republic, if this is the thing that they would want to do, they would know how to get the information assimilated out to the public without records. It is, you know, Cold War. That is things they do, secret things.
I'm with Orson. I don't like the idea of giving information from one corrupt, enormous organization to a different corrupt organization. Even it's someone who may actually be able to get the word out and have something actually happen about it instead of trying to make it their own.
So then we hold on to it until we find such that person to give to.
Yeah, while we look. A lot of people in space.
Unless there's some obscure moon we can plot this on that no one's going to randomly run over. So we don't have it on our person, so if we're searched by Astron ships again, it doesn't get found out.
Go back to the bury it on the moon plan, and then send whoever we find to go looking.
Right? Does anyone know how to go about finding organization that can do such things?
I mean, did anyone know how to go about taking down a pirate queen till 2 weeks ago? I'm sure we'll figure it out.
I'm sure somebody's got contacts.
Are you looking at anyone when you say that, or
She just kind of has a general
okay?
glance around. There may be
We're getting-
a hint of a smile and like to maybe lighten the mood a little bit.
I mean, we're getting a whole bunch of new tech in. Sure, it'll help.
I might be able to whip up some kind of under the radar or a radio that's able to tune into undisclosed radio channels.
We may need to travel off the beaten path a little bit too, if you know what I mean there. Less likely to find ourselves in any more security checkpoints.
Then we need to get out of it. Astron space, which is most of space.
Got
I'm
some
not
jobs.
even entirely sure the frontier will be safe if Estron seems to be working on getting a stranglehold in there.
Certainly stepped in it.
If there's any place who might be able to do this covertly, it'll be in law. where Estron would have no real jurisdiction.
I mean, the frontiers are so pretty big. They can't be everywhere.
Fair.
See where we get jobs?
Yeah, let's look at the jobs and see what we can find.
Sounds good. Well, you log into the kind of system-wide job finder, and you see that jobs seem a little light at the moment, unfortunately. You see 3 jobs currently there, 2 of which you'd already seen still awaiting reply, and 1 new one.
Okay.
You see one of the returning jobs is for a scientist named Vin Clasper in the Green Bank, looking for someone to buy and bring him some Virium nanofuses for a project over there. 600 units plus expenses. You also see one posted by Lady LaFair and her tea farm to bring shipments of one antique tea set to be collected from Cantus in the Syrian colonies. 400 units and potential for further work. And the last job says, wanted crew capable of travel to Avena. Need to escort a ship on an automated self-destruct voyage. Minimal danger. Please contact Jameth Reed, 250 units.
You copy paste those.
Of course.
Thank you.
Facebook chat work better?
Sure, buddy. You can put all of them down. So I can copy paste them all back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I'll do them in order, actually. But yeah, those are the 3.
I mean, we want to take the tea set.
How much pull does Estron have in the Green Bank?
It's
Or would we even know that?
Estron Estron, like, officially none. There are some. The ESB definitely has some planets that they kind of focus on out there, and but it's mostly private corporations. It's a bit of a gold rush, scientifically wise.
I think about it.
If we want to do the 2 jobs, 1 trip thing, going here to the Syrian colonies, and then up to the Green Bank, Avenir is on the other side of the other side of Estron space. Avenir takes us through more Estron space. Syrian colonies and Green Bank gets us out of there, out of Estron space. And they're kind of on the way to each other.
I'm sad that the T one's gone.
No, the T one is the one that's there.
Oh shit! We're definitely doing the T one.
Are we?
Yeah,
Captain?
it's the same people
That was me talking. That was Nate talking.
that tell the doc they're hallucinogenic tea. It's those people.
Yeah. But I don't know that, so.
Oh,
I mean, Demi would recognize the name because the chick said that Madame LaFay or whatever,
Lady LaFair.
Lady LaFair, keeps her things in order, so she would recognize that as the weird place that's the place that that sells the doc the tea that made Orson sleep.
Oh boy. So you said what we could do what jobs and they were on the way towards each other and we don't have to worry about Estron space?
Because we're in Zuva station right now. Going up to the Syrian colonies and then going up to the Green Bank will take us out of Estron space. Avenir is on the other side of Estron's base.
I go
So the
to
first two jobs.
Syrian colonies to get the tea set, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone feel
Is
like
it taking? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is it taking a tea set from Zuva Station to the Syrian colonies, or is it picking up a tea set in the Syrian colonies and bringing it down to Zuva Station?
It's picking up a tea set in the Syrian colonies.
And bring it here.
And taking it to Altair.
Oh, okay.
No, where's Altair?
It's up at the top of the map.
No, yeah. So, yeah, Syrian colonies up to Altair and then up to the Green Bank. We could do both.
And then you just put the secret plans in the tea set and then just let it go. And then the tea people can deal with it.
You don't
What do we
want
know about
the tea monopolies in
Mhm.
possession of information like this. That's very dangerous.
What do you want? What do we know about Altair?
It's pretty posh, but it's mostly like the kind of private retreat. It's sort of a dichotomous place. It's kind of a private retreat for rich people, but also like there's a big farming community there, and so there's like lots of kind of more working class people as well as the exceedingly rich.
And is there any point of like waiting to see what the jobs are like at the end of our 23 days?
You can. This is probably about halfway through, and these jobs haven't changed since you got here, so you're not sure.
This is an unusually low amount of jobs that I would be concerned.
Not like, oh my god,
It's
what's
not-
happening, but it's like, ugh, this is a bit shit.
Kind of a slow season, maybe.
Yeah, it's just kind of seeming a bit dry.
How far are we into our 23-day wait?
It's about halfway through. Like a week.
Do we know these jobs are going to still be available in half?
Well, they've been here.
month?
2 of them have been here since
Oh, yeah, good point.
you were last. So read into that what you will. Maybe the person who posted the job will get bored and take it down, or
I was gonna say none of them have like a deadline or anything.
no.
Tell you what, Orson. Why don't you go ahead and contact the tea set lady and this Jameth Reed and set those jobs up.
It's the other one, isn't it? Avenir's the one where we're still in Estron.
Yeah, we don't want Avenir job.
Okay,
It's
well
the-
then whoever.
So you want the Green Bank one and you want the Altair
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
It'll be
Okay. Sure.
whatever they're offering is fine. I'm gonna just keep these documents in the safe. Let them know that we're not shipping out right now. See if that's okay. Alright, we'll be
Sure.
in first.
I mean, if you want me to hold on to them, I can. They seem to be weighing heavy on you, but
No. But I got. I'll keep them safe.
he
Doc,
just shrugs.
Doc, you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, need to speak to you privately.
Oh, I'm heading in my quarters, so feel free to
Okay.
follow. Like,
I'm gonna go get a drink. And Timmy's gonna leave the ship.
Okay, did you like sweep this place? We're not being like hurt or anything, right?
this is my private quarters.
Okay, good, good. So, I have 600 lollipops, and I'm wanting to split them up into like 3 or 4 parts so that I can like hide some of them on the ship, you know, in case something bad happens. I only need like 200 in the lab at any time. So,
You are fucking kidding me.
no. Can't have, what happened last time.
Your secret business. You wanted your lollipops divided up and you want to play hide and seek with them?
Need a good hiding spot, yes.
And I suppose you have a proposal as to where you would like to keep them?
Nope. That's why I'm asking you.
Alright, so here's the thing.
Yep.
Put them wherever you want. I don't give a flying fuck where you put them. Don't put them in my smuggling compartments. Don't put them in with the weaponry.
Okay, you tell me everywhere not to put them. Where would be a good spot to put them?
Doc. I don't care.
Well, you care a little, because you tell me where not to put them. But okay, I get it.
Please leave.
All right.
As soon as you leave, Kira locks the door and just starts drinking.
Alright, well, Orson, are you doing as you've been bid and contacting the people?
Sure.
Who would you like to contact first?
The tea set seems less serious, probably.
Sure. So you like patch the call through and it rings a little bit before it's finally picked up, and you see a woman in like sort of business attire. She's carrying a clipboard and she has these like half moon glasses on her head, like tied tight back. She looks like, some kind of important businesswoman or something. And she kind of like looks down at you through the phone and kind of squints a little, trying to see, trying to get a good vision. She says, hello?
Hey, we're looking to transport a tea set.
Oh, you're looking to transport a tea set? Oh, that's fantastic. Lady LaFair is getting mighty impatient. Are you comfortable with travel to Altair and Cantus?
As Orson, don't know any reason why I wouldn't be.
No,
right?
they're very chill places.
Okay. That would be no trouble. One issue though, we're not setting up for like another week more.
Oh, well, I don't think that should be much of an issue. Lady LaFair is will just be glad to know that someone's working on it, I think. We can pay you half up front, the 400, I believe it is. And then half when we receive the tea set unharmed. It's very important that it doesn't leave its safety chest.
Sure. Not a
This is
problem.
A very important family antique, and if anything happens to it, I will literally have my spleen cut out.
That sounds pretty unreasonable working conditions.
Well, she likes her tea. So, yes. We'd be glad if you would take on the contract, but please be careful.
Sure. you know mind making it 500 each way and even 1,000?
Well, I'm not really supposed to tell you this, but I was authorized to put it up a little bit in order to try and attract someone, so sure. But please be careful. She will literally gut me.
I think you should find somewhere else to work, but I will be careful if it's your spleen on the line.
Thank you.
Cheers. And he kind of like gets the payment, I guess, and like flicks off the call and kind of
Yeah.
just relaxes, like, this ain't so hard. Like he just talks her up and everything. Not that we really need the money, but is Penfold around?
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Okay, I just kind of like shout Penfold behind me or come into Penfold or something.
Yeah.
Could you like set up one area in the snuggling compartment that's like really snuggly for something very delicate?
So he was only borrowing the translator before.
Oh.
H, the one you made, are you giving it to him or are you keeping it?
I'm keeping it, but you can borrow it if you want.
Okay, well, he probably wouldn't be borrowing it 24/7 then. So he will give you a squawk and head into the smuggling compartment.
Okay. Yeah, so there's just like a what or something down the line.
Yeah.
Austin's like, grand.
No, 'cause I need to make another one for Penfold.
So, here's a question: how do we give him a quarter of a share?
Good job.
We'll give the ship a 3/4 share, and he will get a quarter share.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, okay,
You take one share for the ship and then take off a quarter.
okay. So that's 500 divided by 6. We each get 83. The ship gets 84, and then 84 divided by 0.25.
21. 21?
Is it 21? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're
Divided by
dividing up
4.
the
I'm an
500.
idiot. Yeah, and he gets 21. And the ship gets whatever.
Just to be clear.
79?
Yes. No, the ship
No.
gets 63.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
63. Just
Thought
to be
you were
clear,
dividing-
he's now been paid more than a month's salary that he was proposing. So
Sure.
Mhm.
I
He's-
realize
he's
that.
balling.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you pay him up front for a bulk thing, and then go
I
from
mean, we
there.
totally
It's
could, but then
okay,
you
it's
guys would
okay.
start wanting a salary.
That's your concern, or Kay's concern. So how much is the Gypsy and now Penfold and us getting?
We get 83.
Penfold 21,
Mm-hmm.
Gypsy 69.
Yeah, the ship got 63. Penfold got 21, and then we all get 83.
Okay. Uh,
Demi looks at her little like unit thing that's like, "Doo-doo-doo." Like, ooh, must have gotten a job. Cool.
can buy another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of relaxes out and we'll ring up scientist,
Yeah.
Greenbank, contact.
This one picks up immediately, and you see a man in a heavily stained lab coat. His hair is very long and curly and wild. He's got like unruly, untouched beard growing, kind of wide eyes. There's a bit of blood dripping from his lip, and he answers a little breathless. And he goes, "Hello, hello. Oh, thank God! Please tell me you're here about the bounty."
What? Wow. What happened to you?
Long story. It doesn't really matter. Here, Virium nanofuses. Is that why you're contacting me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Look, if you can get them to me as soon as possible, I'll pay you handsomely.
Forget about it.
How handsomely?
Well, I'll pay the cost of them and 600 units. Is that all right?
Olsen kind of like stretches out his hands a little bit, does not the cracked fingers thing, but just sort of does that and go, how does an even 1,000 suit you?
Oh, I. Oh, fuck. Fine, fine, but I need them here soon, real soon.
On it. Send the money and wherever I can pick these things up.
How quickly will you get here?
Oh, how long does it take to get to the Green Bank and back again?
So you can ride the Interasset Highway.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably take maybe 2 days to get to the actual Green Bank. Maybe another 2.
Yeah, but we've got another like 10 days.
Yeah,
of
so
upgrades.
probably 2
I know,
weeks
but
until you're there.
That's unless we. This guy is obviously in some sort of situation where blood is involved. So if it only takes us 4 days there and 4 days back again, we could always, put a little break in between all of the many, many upgrades we have. Run this out as time seems of the essence. It's all he's thinking. I'll have to have a chat with the others, and we'll see. You want as soon as?
As soon as, please.
Okay. He just kind of like sits there, kind of old chill for a moment. Guess I'll let you go then.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh shit. Okay. I gotta go. And you hear like there's some slightly mechanical sounding banging outside.
Austin like sits there for a moment, like pulls out a drink from one of the slots, like takes a drink. Guess you should go. And he like gets up with absolutely no like rush at all, and then wanders into the ship. To he's not like he's gonna give the captain this evening kind of thing before bringing it up, but he's gonna go do something else basically, and then come tomorrow mention it.
Nice. Well, I think on that note we will end today's session.
Sure thing.
Unless anyone has any outstanding things, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Mine are all the things you can do off camera.
Yeah. Sick. Okay.